my goodness, hello, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Hammy and Julia and Lady and Marissa and Big Mac and Oceana and Unicorn Blow and Buzz, Trick and Mick. Hello, lovely to see you. By the way, Mick, thank you so much for gifting 5 channel memberships. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a fabulous day and feet. Welcome back to Doctor on Call, Car, Elvin, Cornhole, and Sweet Kristen. Hello, everybody. Please make sure you thank the lovely Mick if you haven't already for that gift of generosity. Hello. Poets, hello, Nick, Anna, Mash. Hello, everybody. Lovely to see you all. I hope you're all having a fabulous day. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, or good night, depending on where you are on this beautiful planet. I'm so sorry. I'm in a daze. Not like a Delta 8 daze, but just it was a really long day today, and I saw a lot of sunshine, and I did not drink enough water, and I'm pretty sure I'm sunburned. Which is hard to tell, because I'm just so flushed and rosy in the cheeks naturally, but I'm pretty sure I'm a little bit sunburned. I feel burnt. Not turned, burnt. Just... So heat stroke. Not heat stroke. Also, I'm so loud. I'm so sorry. I'm yelling down everyone's ear holes. Definitely not heat stroke. Just like on my neck and my back. Yeah, I could use like a cold compress or something. Ooh, like one of those icy packs, like the gel ones. Ooh, that would feel good. Actually, I've got some like aloe gel in the fridge. That's real good on sunscreen. Anyway, we're not here to talk about sunscreen. Auntie M, thank you so much for being here for 28 months. I appreciate the support. I hope you're having a fabulous day. And hello, happy Friday. Thank you all so much for joining me today. We're going to be reacting to not 1, not 2, but 3 pieces of content from the Everyday Mariam, Miss Foodie Beauty, Miss Chantal Marie. That Everyday Mariam thing's sticking, hey. So I got some theories and I got some speculations, and I would like to talk to someone about them. Would you like to hear about them? Can I talk to you about them? We're going to be watching Muslim Canadian Housewife in Kuwait At Home Routine, which was yesterday? Whatever. 17 hours ago, grocery haul in Kuwait. And then 13 hours ago, Pâté Chinois? Chinois? Sure. Pâté Chinois? Pâté Chinois. Pâté Chinois. Chinois. Pâté Chinois. That's how we would pronounce it here in Australia. Canadian shepherd's pie mukbang and recipe. I love doing the Ocker French. It's so good. It's so good. Pâté Chinois. Anyway, great. I'm going to make myself laugh all night. How fun. Pronounced strawberry. It always is, Hammy. So that's what we're going to be watching today. Thank you all so much for being here again. I've said that a million times, but in all honesty, thank goodness we've got a recipe cook-along mukbang, because dry, dry, terrible content, just bad. I was I was gearing up a bit and thinking, oh, I haven't watched the first one really all that much. Maybe I'll just play like the first 5 minutes to get a feel for it. And it's just Chantal unloading a basket of laundry. This is where we are. This is where we are in Chantal's story of content. It's just unloading a laundry basket. Which, I mean, work, but, and I say everything's content. I get it, but like, could you give me something? Could you give me something else? It's very busy. Riveting stuff. So anyway, we're going to watch that. I'm not sure what's happening with Ambi, so I haven't really checked her out. I've just been really busy the last couple of days. Sorry, chat. So yeah, I thought we'd just keep it a nice, tight one and done for Foodie. Done. Anyway, hi, my name's Zach. Lovely to meet you if you're new, and thank you very much for returning if you are coming back. I am not a mental or physical healthcare professional, just a guy who lost some weight, talks about things on the internet, and watches way too much of too many people. I'm also not here to bully, shame, harass, or humiliate, just here to talk about the produced and monetized content that we see here on this platform, because it's all about what choices about what we say, choices about what we put on the internet, choices. Also, this is just a reminder to everyone, I just saw Foodie's sub count. We're at 99.2, so we are closing in quickly to that 100k subscriber number. Now, part of me thinks that there's a whole host of sub accounts, sock accounts, dead accounts, whatever, that will all of a sudden unsubscribe right at like 99.9. But it's getting close. It's only like 800 or so people away. Well, accounts. So that'll be interesting. But I think either way, she will be hitting 100k because she'll possibly just be buying the subs. Which you're not supposed to do, by the way. You're not supposed to do. Foodie, you're not supposed to do that. But in the last couple of days, there was a live stream that we're not going to watch because I have not got the time or patience to sit through. Hi. Oh, hi. And I know I do it. I know everybody does it. But, I mean, she's the star. She's the star. She's the spectacle. She's the main attraction. Main character. Where's that energy gone? Also, where's Poopy? Speaking of, where's Poopy disappeared to? Curious. But yeah, it's terrible and boring, but I do understand that Chantal's doing some kind of well, she's being spoken about on channels that may not know her history. Is that the easiest way of saying it? Yeah, she's finding a whole new audience, which will be sorely disappointed in about a week's time when she gets upset because someone talks about a cat or something. So it's probably not going to be good. Anyway, speaking of, I hope Julia's been vaccinated and spayed. Probably not, but, you know, who knows. Maybe for Chantal's birthday coming up. So let's get started, shall we? Yay. Also, chat, make sure you got your beverages. I got my Scamly full of water, which I put on ice like 24 hours ago. There's no ice, but it is nice and cold. Delicious. I also have a SodaStream Pepsi Max, which is equally as delicious, and I refuse to buy a $3.60 3-litre bottle. But we've had this argument already this week, so let's not. Let's go.
Hi, welcome back to another video.
Gonna need her to fix that audio, because it's terrible and it hurts.
Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard.
What's this? What's this? Not editing. What's this? Oh, she's trying to be someone else. Who's this? Who's that? This girly pop. This isn't Foodie. This is not Foodie.
Hey there, Beezers. Want a personalized video from me too?
Absolutely not. Stop it. I'm not interested in your desperate cameos? Cameos. A Camry. That's the car. Never mind.
Ma'am, can you explain to everybody why you're napping on the laundry bag?
Foodie, can you explain to everybody why you've had a cat for coming on a year and they've not been vaccinated or spayed and they've even gone into heat and you still haven't done either of those things? Can you explain that, please? Poor Julia. What? Julia deserves better.
Oh, cute princess. What are you doing, Howie? You big man. You big man. Hi. Hi, big man. Look at his hands.
Howie's very cute, but also this is now making me think that perhaps with her cross audiences, I don't know how we're gonna. I don't know how to talk hard. Words are hard. Maybe she's thinking with this influx of a different audience's attention, she has to just, I don't know. Maybe I've been here too long and I'm too cynical. I'm just so sick of seeing the same thing day after day. I'm going to have to go start watching Alexandra Rodriguez and asking her to hurry up with the season 2 of Curvy Connections. It's gotta happen. Happen sometime. By the way, chat, did everyone go and watch Has Been Hotel? Did everyone complete their homework? I hope so, because if you still haven't watched it, you're missing out. Okay, we're taking our sugar. Well, not testing our blood sugar. Better way of saying it. Words suck. Where can we watch it? Well, I mean, there's plenty of places. I don't know if the old slime tutorial still works on YouTube, but it's Amazon, I believe. Big Mac, thank you for being here for 19 months. Big Mac says, we could always watch A Current Affair. Do you want to watch A Current Affair, or do you want me to just, like, run older Current Affair episodes through like a transcript writer and then pull the transcripts and just do like the audio. But like Chantal's terrible illustrations. But I'll just have like, oh, actually I could just feed it through an AI voice thing. Then I don't even need to do the voices. I could just do an image of the person talking and then and then the words. Oh, how fun. I might be able to do that. That would be fun. It's like the tea ad, but a current affair. How fun. Okay, one. Sorry, I can't pay attention to what she's doing. What is she doing wrong?
Look at his hands.
Hands. Got it. Alright, she's loading the cartridge. She's taking the top off the cartridge. That's good. So there's a pointy bit. Put the cap on. Oh, tester strips. Yep. Tester strips goes in first. I guess. Sorry, it's been a while since I've tested my blood sugar like this. Okay, so 9.4 is a single digit. So it's not 10. What did I assume? I think I made a shady assumption of saying 15 if she would have tested it. But it's 9.4 in the morning, which is still above 6. Because that's how we math. Still quite a high number. Yeah, you don't put the strip in first? Thank you, one. I didn't think that was the case. Excellent. Good to know. Not chat disconnected. What happened? Come back, chat. Okay, successfully reconnected. All right. I don't know why my Google just started yelling at me. Is this normal speed? It's 1.25. Let's speed this up. What's that? Oh, that's the chair. I thought she had a handy dandy little trolley or something in here. I'm confused. What's that thing over there in the back? Like a basket? Something? Is that a dishwasher? Or is that the oven? Is that the oven on that side? I think it's it. Help me out, chat. What's this one? The one with the tea towel on it. That's an oven, right? Is that an oven? Is that the oven? I think that's the oven. Yeah, it is the oven. Work. Okay. Good to know. That's her butt. I'm going to say this for everyone. Get a bin with a lid. Treat yourself to a bin with a lid. Even better if it's a bin with like a foot pedal and a lid. And the lid comes down when you take your foot off the pedal. Not that it matters too much, and I understand everybody's got different access to resources, but a pedal bin helps with a lot of things. First of all, it's not an open bin for bugs and smells and all types of things to go in and out of. We don't want that. We don't like open bins. We don't like open bins. Period. Inside, outside, your bin, your friend's bin, your family member's bin, closed bins. We like a closed bin. We also like a bin with a foot pedal so it stops our hands, our pee hands, our pickly fingers from getting additional germs on them. So you don't have to touch the lid of the bin that also has like diseases, bacteria and things that we maybe don't want to touch. Get yourself a nice little pedal bin. Thank me later. And I also don't understand why the bin's in front of the washer dryer, but that's I understand it's in the kitchen. It's beside the point. Just get yourself closed bins for all. Exactly, GG. Oh, emptying the lint filter. We live. Wow, she didn't want to edit this down or speed it up or anything. Woof. I will wait to have more dirty laundry to do another load. Well, why don't you just keep your clothes in the hamper until you've got enough? Why would you keep it in the washing machine? Ew. That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right at all. See, look, she's got a hamper with a lid. We all deserve closed bins. Deserve. Oh, good job, gal. Laundry. Work. That's how you do it. See, now, hold on. I did see... Ooh. I did see someone mention that there was a bag, a trash bag here. I think it's actually the rubbish from this is now here. That looks quite full, though. Also, get a lid. Just... That's all I want. Bins with lids. Psychic Twinkle, hello. I read that as Physic Twink. Great, my brain. Sorry. Psychic, thank you for being here for 17 months. Psychic says, good morning. She looks absolutely miserable. She looks like I feel. Absolutely bored and tired. And just not into it. Oh, was it bone dry clothes that came out of the washing machine? Fun. That's great.
Hello guys, assalamu alaikum, welcome back to another video.
Thank you so much for having us. Oh, I see the slim tea is there and the unicity nonsense. I really think some hooks or some magnets or something next to the dryer could be really helpful. What's that? X66A. What's that? What have you got on top of your dryer?
So some of you have really liked the day in the life of a Kuwait housewife videos.
Have we seen many of them? Is this not the first one? This feels like the first one.
No, I don't have any kids to take care of, but that's okay. I still have a household to maintain, and I have a husband, and I have pets, and I have myself to look after as well. So,
no offense, ma'am. I think you should invest in like hankies. Not for everywhere. Just maybe have one up your sleeve or something. Just because I feel like I'm a big sweaty bear, and I really appreciate like a pocket hanky. Just to be able to pull out and wipe the salty moisture off my face, you know? Get yourself a hanky. Just make sure you wash it and don't blow your nose in those, because that's gross.
Yeah, I'm just going to show you a few things I do around
It's good to see you.
here, and I guess this video will be in particular kind of
Oh, she's loud. Sorry.
breakfast routine. Now breakfast, it is noon. It's like 12 p.m. I don't eat very early in the day. I don't like to. I'm just not hungry, so I'm not going to force it. But my first meal of the day will be, breakfast, lunch. And as you saw from my blood sugar reading, I basically find that when I fast in the morning...
Once again, this is not an uncommon trait for many people, or many people who have told me their relationships with food, at least. I'm certainly not diagnosing anything here. But for me, and for others I've spoken to, it seems to be quite a common trait to skip breakfast. And I know we've spoken about it with Ambi quite a bit as well, where she'll only go into lunch. And that's because sometimes those of us with interesting relationships with food are eating our body weight in pasta at 2 o'clock in the morning. And so when we wake up, we're not necessarily hungry because we haven't really burnt off any of that fuel that we've consumed right before going to bed. And then, whoopsie daisy, it's lunchtime, and then, it's all kind of downhill. That's just for me. Sorry. Didn't mean to project that on anyone. Left Ellie, thank you for being here 9 months. Left says, is that flammable car cleaner on top of the dryer? Oh, is that what it is? Is that stuff? Hold on. Oh, jeez. That stuff? The white label with the little blue and orange thing? Maybe, yeah. Maybe you're right. I think so. Thanks for being here, mate. Appreciate it.
By the time I take my fasted blood sugar reading, it's always lower because of that. So, but it's actually pretty low today. Usually it's like 10.5. All right, so let's make...
Okay, so we're closer to my guesstimate. Good.
Brunch, but first I'm going to start with this Unicity Slim Balance. It is a soluble fiber drink, all natural, organic, and it has the vitamins I've been getting at the clinic, the B vitamins, B12, and a lot of other minerals and vitamins as well. So,
okay, but you're taking back shots of B12. This getting injected in the butt with a vitamin is a little different to the like liquid consumption of vitamins, but whatever. Also, I'd forgotten about back shots. Yay! Doohickey. Thanks for being here for 9 months. Doohickey says, what's your price to just mute? Look, I don't really... Look, if it's funny, that's the price. If it's funny.
I usually take this before eating.
She hasn't talked about the back shots in a bit, so I wonder if she's still going to the doctor every day or if it's now like a weekly thing. Also, how is the diabetic neuropathy? Because we'll talk about the diabetes when we get to the mukbang portion of today. We don't need this.
All right, I'm gonna down this. Should drink it within 10-15 minutes, and then wait 15 minutes before you eat. So I'll be back. All right, guys.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about unicity. Nobody cares.
See you.
And it's weird that she's not spruiking like the discount stuff. Oh Lord, you know what? I'm half tempted to make a piece of content like this. Just direct no. I mean, I'm just thinking about the amount of effort and energy that goes into creating a vlog like this. She hasn't left the kitchen. In short, she has moved laundry from one machine to another, put some laundry from a hamper into another machine, and essentially shaken a beverage and sat in the kitchen to drink it. And we're at 5.5 minutes.
So I have some food.
Okay.
I'm gonna heat that up. It's like fava beans, tomato, olive oil.
Wait, but it's got condensation on the pot. What do you mean heat it up? It's already there.
So I have some food.
It's cooked. Like, I can see the condensation on the pot lid. Why is there condensation on the pot lid if it's not cooked?
I'm gonna heat that up. It's like fava beans, tomato.
Because it came out of the fridge. Did it come out of the fridge? Ma'am, are you serving pots, storing pots in the fridge again? Chat, just a reminder, don't. If you cook something, you deserve to put it in a container that's not a pot for the fridge. Because not all pots are good for the fridge, especially like stainless steel and things like that. Cast iron, not good for the fridge. Rust, you don't rust, mama. No, put it in a container, put it in some glassware, put it in something that isn't gonna rust or corrode or possibly damage your fridge, damage your food, maybe not taste so great. Do good things for yourself.
Olive oil, spices like cumin. I'm gonna put just
Sarah, I'm so sorry.
a few potato french fries in the air fryer.
You're right, she doesn't have storage containers now that you think about it.
Spices like cumin.
Well, see, because it's easy if you're cooking something in a big pot and then you just like put it straight in the fridge. But then there's a problem with like bacteria and going from obviously like a really hot environment to a really cold environment. The water condenses on like the pot lid, or the steam condenses on the pot lid and then like rapidly cools. So there's like chances of like botulism and all of those like terrible nasty bugs. But also like it could rust and, you know, all sorts. And also I'm pretty sure Old Blue was in the fridge for a hot minute. So we should learn our lessons from that. I think ceramic's okay, but particularly like steel and metal based stuff is not good.
I'm gonna put just a few potato french fries in the air fryer.
Oh, check the fridge. Okay, there's only 5 packets of pita.
There's a little bit of Himalayan salt. All right. This is ready.
Yeah, that's so weird. How is there condensation on the lid? Why am I so enamored by that?
Okay, so I have some Istanbuli cheese.
Of course.
You know how I love this.
Cheese? Yes, we do. We're aware.
Some black olives.
So I thought the food came in like a tin, right? She showed us the pre-made stuff that you just have to heat up. This is that. Yeah, she didn't make this. This is from a tin. Which is fine. Like, I eat beans and stuff from a tin all the time. Not directly from the tin, I usually. I've spoken about my bag salad enough. Shut up, Zach.
It will make doing the dishes easier when you soak them first. I'm sure you guys know that.
Sean Bean, hello. Oh my god, Lottie, hi. Happy Friday. Oh my god, what a week, by the way. What a week. I hope you're well. And you're right. You're right. The amount of time that Foodie leaves things in the fridge, any container would be contaminated. Hey Stephen, good to see you.
Bit of za'atar. So za'atar has like different, it's not just thyme. There's like different seeds, like herbs in there. There's sesame seeds, oregano, thyme, I think marjoram. Well, I have to charge my microphones. I don't know why it's not working. It says it's still got some charge, but so the sound quality.
I have a recipe for za'atar here. What do we got? Thyme, cumin, coriander, sesame seeds, sumac, kosher salt, quarter teaspoon or more Aleppo chili flakes. Optional. Interesting. Okay. Great. Good to know. Thanks, Foodie, for bothering to look anything up for 3 seconds before recording.
Well, I have to charge my microphones. I don't know why it's not working. It says it's still got some charge, but...
Steven, what are you doing in the gym today? I did legs, and I'm in pain.
So the sound quality might not be the best, but there we go. These are awesome microphones. We got these in Thailand.
Is this not the second time the microphones have, like, their batteries have died on camera?
I would highly recommend Boya.
Maybe not.
Not sponsored. So here you go. This is my breakfast. Some bread, pita bread, some air-fried potatoes.
Beans. They have protein. Yup. Cheese has protein too. Let's see. What's the macronutrient that I think is the most in this dish? Probably carbs. Yeah. Swiftly followed by sodium and fat. Why is she afraid of fiber? Why is she so afraid of fiber? What did fiber do to her? Girl, fiber, protein. This is not, like, I don't even care. I don't care who you are. I don't think you could sit here and say, yeah, this is my first meal of the day at 12 o'clock and I got up at like 4:30 a.m. First meal of the day. This is going to satiate me all the way through until dinner. Ma'am, where? No.
French fries, some food, some cheese. In Arabic, it's called jubin, and some zaytun, olives. Bismillah.
I think there's probably more sodium than there are. Oh, maybe not with milligrams versus grams. Actually, now that I think about it, my math might be wrong. Still, it's a lot of salt. Oh, it's so good, you guys. Yeah, of course it's good. This looks delicious. I would eat this. Mostly because Foodie didn't actually make anything here. I mean, she did touch it, so I probably don't want to eat it there. But let's see. We have olives, pickled, brined, whatever. Cheese, salted, delicious. She did touch it, though. Again, she's touched all of this. Pita, she didn't make it. Chips, didn't make it. Full, came out of a tin. Delicious.
So now I'm just going to do some post-brunch dishes. I have been trying to keep up with them.
Did she call it brunch? Ma'am.
As I go. Now, this little side area of the sink always gets dirty with like sand dust because I keep the window cracked a bit, so I always have to wash the little bits of sand off. Fun fact about living in the Middle East, in Kuwait, in a desert country.
She did say that the other day, and I did wonder why she doesn't just close the window and open the door into the main living space, which is obviously air-conditioned. Ma'am, I've got some questions. First of all, what did you make in that? That's a stick blender, like chopper. What did you make in that? When was that used? I don't think that was used for any element of your breakfast. That's your plate. Yeah, plate, fork, pot, blending thing.
All right, dishes are all done, and now
they?
I'm just going to scrub my hands with some...
I don't care what you're scrubbing your hands with. Chat, you know how I said you deserve a closed bin? You also deserve a dish rack. For those of us girly pops who don't have a dishwasher and who do just use the side of the sink, or, you know, those fun little mats or racks that go over the sink, there are so many wonderful inventions that will help your dishes to dry quickly, cleanly, and not under a window that is blowing sand dust into your kitchen. That may vary depending on uses. I don't know how long Foodie's been washing up for, but I'm confused why she hasn't learnt to at least turn the pot upside down to drain correctly and not just create a puddle of lukewarm grey water in this pot. That's very confusing to me. And also stacking these things on top of each other. That's not how things dry. Am I confused? I feel like I'm confused. Also, Lottie, I didn't even realize she didn't just like... So, I'm very much my mother's son. For the dishes, for the sink, it is like 2 cups of steaming hot water with some fun little shakes of the dishwashing liquid. And unless I'm soaking something, that's what I got. That's what I got. I got some plates and stuff. Okay, great. They need to soak. I'll just soak one at a time. It's fine. I got time. It's fine. It's not a problem. But if I've just got like a heap of dishes that are recently used, great. Just need a little bit of water. And then as soon as the water starts to get murky, great. I've only wasted like a cup or 2 of water and then I refill instead of wasting like 4 liters of hot water in the sink. Don't need to do that. But certainly not like washing everything under running water like this. This seems... I think Foodie's confused. I think Foodie hasn't done a lot of dishwashing before. You know?
Foaming cranberry hand soap, which is also for my husband's business. And last but not least, I just have to put my ring back on. Now I'm going to wash the floor.
Okay.
I take this like floor squeegee thing and I get any little bits.
The subtitle's in the way, but what's that tin down there? Is that full? Chat. Sorry, I can't move the subtitle, but that next to the bin, that wasn't there before, right? Is that the full? Are we purchasing industrial sized full here? Is that what that is? I think it is. That's true, Anna. That's true. It's very much that TikTok trend, Reels trend, Instagram, YouTube, Shorts, that's the one. It's that trend. It's, hi, we're Australian. We grew up with shower timers. It is a very large tin. A tin of beans? Do you think a tin of beans? Maybe it's like shin height. That's quite a big tin.
And I just kind of direct them into the drain on the floor. And I don't like using the broom because I don't want it to get like, in case there's like a little bit of grease on the floor or something like that.
Hey Maria, good to see you. Maria says, I'll bet she stores open cans of beans in the fridge. Don't do that either, chat. Just like the stainless steel like pots and stuff, don't put tins in the fridge. Not good, not good.
So I just use the squeegee and put all the little bits of food into the drain. Now I did just wash my floor yesterday. I've been trying to keep up with that.
You still have a shower timer, Em. That's smart. That's good.
Every day.
Is it the little blue ones? They were blue ones, I think, that, I think it was, maybe that was just Queensland. I can't remember. I remember when, like, droughts and water restrictions started to get really hard. They gave us all, like, sand timers, and I remember the one I had was, like, blue and white. It was 2 minutes, which is not enough for a full shower experience for me. But
as well, after a day of cooking in the kitchen. Now this is some floor deodorizer for my husband's business.
Hold on, go back. I need to hear more about your plan to clean the floor.
The squeegee. And put all the little bits of food into the drain. Now I did just wash my floor yesterday. I've been trying to keep up with that every day as well after a day of cooking in the kitchen. Now this is some floor deodorizer for my husband's business. It just makes your floors smell really nice when you wash them. So yeah, now time to mop.
Gotta get a gobby, Chantal. Leonie, you didn't get a timer in New South Wales? Aw. Well, that sucks. The timer was fun. I mean, I'm sure it worked for some people. It was fun.
After I'm done mopping, I just use the squeegee on the clean floor to direct any excess water into the drain as well.
Lottie, did they run at the same time or different times? What kind of inspirational nonsense music is going on here? Also, Foodie, great job doing the mopping. I'm pretty sure that's not my screen. Hold on. Just to check that's not my screen. No, it's not. The side panel of your washing machine has what looks like, you could just wipe that down. That's fine. That's a quick one. That's easy. That's a quick.
Then I deodorize the kitchen from any cooking smells, and this is also from my husband's business, T. Baldar.
Oh my god, that reminded me of my ad. Ah, memories.
All right.
Okay, hold on, go back.
Cooking smells, and this is also from my husband's business.
Also, just FYI, Foodie, cooking smells should be nice. Unless you're, like, frying and the smell is grease. Cooking smells are usually nice.
T. Baldar.
What is going on here? That fan looks like it's about to be ripped out of that panel. Oh, wait, is that wallpaper or something? Maybe. I don't know. It looks weird. What do we got going on here? Not much. Not much. I would like to know what is in all of these cupboards. What is in all of these cupboards for everything to be out like this? Because it's probably not ingredients and it's probably not pantry goods. And even if she's got cleaning stuff under the sink, which obviously would be the common place to put it, I would love a kitchen tour. In the cupboards. I want to know what's in them. Because we've got an oven and an air fryer and a microwave and a rice cooker and a kettle. It's all just a lot. I mean, it's fine, but it's just such a small space with not a lot of bench top. Curious.
All right, I'm fed. Everyone else is fed.
Everyone else is fed? Where? Where did that happen?
Been pets, and laundry's going. The only thing I have left to do is just get rid of those little bits from the floor drain, which I will do. My back's a bit sore, but everything else is good. So now it's time for a little bit of me time and go and read some of the Quran.
You should close the window and leave the door open, so you don't get dusty sand all over your wet floor. I don't think she's been doing this for very long. Oh, poets, don't feel guilty. A long shower is such a luxury. A small luxury.
So right now I'm on page 55 and part 3, the Surah Al-Baqarah. And I'll just read you a little passage.
No, thank you. It's fine. I don't need this today from you. Thank you so much. I have had it with the performance. Thanks.
And I'm going to be doing a lot more studying of it during Ramadan, of course, as well, along with prayer and fasting.
Great.
And I'll be doing some Ramadan vlogs for you as well. So guys, I guess that's it. I like to sit here in this window, look out at the sea. So guys, I just thought I would share a bit of my, every time I go to talk.
That's the real Chantal, just in case any of these new people needed a message, a flag, a notation. 13 minutes and 40 seconds. Check it.
So guys, I just thought I would share a bit of my, every time I go to talk.
That's her. That's Foodie Beauty. That's the one we talk about. Don't worry, she'll come back shortly. It's fine.
So guys, I just thought I would share this morning with you. Not every morning is the same for me. Sometimes it's a bit different. But if you guys like...
Chad, if it's your morning, just a reminder, just wash your face. Just wash your face. Just hydrate. Just cleanse, tone, moisturize. And if you don't do that, at least wear sunscreen. Yeah, drink your water. Just maybe... just hydrate. Hydrate. It's very important. Hydrate and wash your face. That's all. That's it. Just a small note.
These vlogs, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. I always love to hear from you guys, and inshallah you will.
You don't want to hear from me today. All right, move on. See ya. Next one. This is the grocery haul. How fun. We were just talking about groceries the other day. Excellent. Let's get into it. She's got time. She's editing. Well, and by editing, I mean she's just throwing a filter on it.
Who spent all this money on chicken strips and cheese?
Oh my god, there is actual editing in this with sound clips and everything. Joy.
Hi, welcome back to another video.
Thank you so much. Watching them like back to back is really, are you kidding me?
Hi guys,
Oh, this one's new. Hi, did you make this today? Yes. Stina. Hey, J to the D. Good to see you, Stina. Thank you for being here for 13 months, my friend. I appreciate it. Stina says, thank you for always making my mornings the best. Oh, you're welcome. I hope you have a fab day. Thanks for joining it. Joining us. And it's good to see you. Hello, hello.
Before you watch this video, I just want to let you know that I do cameos. Cameos are personalized videos that you can request, and I can say just about anything you want me to. If you want to wish someone a happy birthday, something like that. They make very good special occasion gifts, and it's
if you don't like the person, yeah, they make great special occasion gifts.
yours to keep forever. Furthermore, they help support my channel. So thank you in advance, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.
I'm going to enjoy the video because I'm going to try to have a laugh. No to cameo.
Hi. Hello, guys. So I have a grocery haul for you.
Oh, great. Thanks.
I'm going to be cooking, like I said. We've been eating out.
See a lot of packaged goods here and not a lot of produce.
A lot. Way too much.
You've been eating out a lot, have you? You haven't been telling us that. You haven't been shocked. Well, I mean, to be fair, she has been telling us that, but...
So, like, now we've just been eating out. Right. So, other than the cooking you've seen and some breakfast and that here and there. So, I'm going to show you what I got for this grocery haul, and I'll tell you the prices at the end. We ordered from 2 different places online this time. So, yeah. So, let's get to. All right. So, first we have some apricot juice.
Ma'am, you're diabetic. Just a reminder that, like, you have to treat and manage your type 2 diabetes because your nerves are going to die. Like, your nerves are dying. They are. The reason you're getting B12 back shots is because sugar crystals the size of your fingernail are rip-roaring through your body. Yeah? Maybe we should take this a little bit more seriously because... Having a cup of juice, fine, whatever. Diabetics can have juice. It's fine. It's whatever. Chantal is not managing her diabetes at all. There is no conversation around insulin. There's no conversation about actually tracking her sugars. None of it. She took her blood performatively in the previous piece of content to be able to say, look guys, I'm in the single digits. Stop it. This is stupid. You're gonna lose a toe.
Apricot nectar. I have a broccoli mix, broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots.
The juice is for poopy. Oh, we love a frozen vegetable medley in this household.
We have some chicken strips.
Okay.
Now, because Ramadan is coming, they have a lot of good sales. And they also, because Kuwait National Day is coming, like it's a holiday week coming up, actually, so...
There's a whole heap of family deals where you can buy multiple things.
They also had some good sales. I want to try these. These are...
How many types of chicken strips did you get?
Cheese-flavored chicken fillets, crunchy ones.
Oh.
I air fry those when I'm craving, like, fried chicken.
Do you know what I do when I'm craving fried chicken? I get a chicken breast. I cut it in half so it's nice and thin. Sometimes I bash it down, but oftentimes I don't. Just cutting it in half is enough, right? And then I put a really simple egg wash over it. And then I get some oats that are like blitzed down into like powder. I used to try to do it with cornflakes, but then the problem with having cornflakes in the house was I would just eat bowls of cornflakes. So great as an ingredient, but also really tempting as just like a meal or a snack. And then the box of cornflakes is gone. And cereal's expensive. So instead, I'd get oats and blitz it down into like quick oats almost, and then mix that up with salt and herbs and spices and stuff, and then and then dip the egg wash chicken breast in that stuff, and then chuck it in the air fryer or the oven, whatever. Delicious.
I have some orange. I really want to make a cottage pie, so stay tuned.
And she did.
2 things of beef meatballs. These beef meatballs are really good quality.
Yeah. Also, just again, Chantal, as someone who's got literally all the time in the day, sure, that one. Making meatballs, not that time consuming, and you can control what goes into it and make it taste even better than those frozen ones from the shop.
And they had them on sale.
And they tend to be, anytime I've had pre-made frozen meatballs particularly, they're always really like rubbery. Like really just, I don't know how. It's like chewing on an eraser. Ugh.
So I got 2 boxes. A whole chicken. a couple of beef stock cubes. I'm letting her try this Sheba. We already got her wet food, but we're letting her try a can to see if she likes it. We have some Parmesan cheese.
Of course, it's not a whore without shaky cheese.
We have some apricot jam. This with the labna.
Lottie, brain trick. You can crush the cornflakes when you buy them and store them in airtight containers so it's more like an ingredient than a meal option. I really like that. I really like that idea. That's a really good idea, Lottie. Damn if that's not a good idea. I'm going to give that a whirl. But I also kind of want to find like generic cornflakes. You know what I mean? Because the Kellogg's one, first of all, Kellogg's. But second of all, the Kellogg's ones, I don't know what it is, but they've got like, I know it's not sugar, but they've got like a film on them. Like they've got some type of crispity dip, like just, and it makes the milk sweeter. I mean, it's probably because it's corn, to be fair. I feel like generic cornflakes crushed up would make me think, that's not cereal, that's an ingredient. I like it. Alright, I'm going to give that a shot. Jody, thank you for the super chat as well. Jody says, so wanting to watch live, but it's almost bedtime. Thanks, Zach. I've been waiting all day, so I'll go back to the start and enjoy it. You enjoy it, mate. Enjoy bed when you get there as well. Thank you so much for the support. I hope you have a fabulous Friday evening. And if you watch this tomorrow, happy weekend. Delulu, thank you for the super chat as well. Delulu says, my uncle, maternal aunt's husband, is diabetic, has had bypass surgery and multiple complications in the past 2 years. She's on borrowed time. I mean, we've talked about diabetes for a really long time, and it's not in, like, there's nothing that is disrespectful in that conversation, I guess. Like, diabetes is a terrible disease for literally everybody. It's awful. And, you know, there's type 1, type 2, I can't remember there's a few others as well, like I can't remember the pregnancy-related, gestational, is that one it? Gestational diabetes, and there's another something. Anyway, it can happen to anyone. Diet and lifestyle obviously factor into type 2 diabetes, which is what we talk about with Chantal. And it sucks. It truly sucks. But my God, get a grip, girl, and actually take control of your health and yourself, because it's going to affect her. It's not just going to be like, oh, haha, she's going to lose a toe. Like, she's actually going to, like, she's going to stub her toe and lose it. That's what's going to happen. She'll stub her toe, get gangrene, be unable to feel it. All of a sudden, it's infected and rotting, and we're talking about amputation. She's already, like, I mean, we make jokes about the fact that she sees shadows and it's actually her eyesight going, but, like, her eyesight will go. It will. It will just start to deteriorate, and she'll be like, oh my God, who'd have thought? How was I supposed to know? Well, we all know. We all know because you've been diagnosed. You've been told by a doctor, a healthcare professional, a team of healthcare professionals that this was, one, a risk years ago, and two, we've been here twice before. She was telling us she cured her diabetes with cocaine and Ozempic. Like, that's the level of delusion. That's, what do you do with that? It's crazy.
For breakfast on bread is so delicious. Some cooking cream.
Okay, for what?
This is like processed cream cheese spread, kind of like Kraft. So yeah.
That Kraft jarred cream cheese is so dangerous. Shelf stable cream cheese? Are you kidding me? Do you know how easy that is to just, like, get out of the pantry and, like, eat? That's not a meal.
Some cream cheese. This is good on, like, paratha or, like, chapati bread. Or it's good to add to, like, pasta sauces and stuff like that to make, like, a rosé. We have some Gouda slices. These are so...
Hold on, wait, back up. Okay, we're at the cheese portion of the grocery haul. We're at 2.
good, these creamy Gouda slices.
Gouda? Would you say it's very good?
To make like a rosé.
Uh-huh.
We have some Gouda slices. These are so good, these creamy.
Are they so good? Are they so Gouda? Blue Bear, hello. Sorry, you've joined at a terrible pun time, but a fabulous time. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining the channel as a member. I appreciate it. Everybody say hi to Blue Bear. Hello, Blue Bear. You get to use the fun emojis now. Mm-hmm.
Gouda slices for like grilled cheese or something.
They're so Gouda.
We have some 2 packs of halloumi.
Of course. That's the third cheese. Right. Shelf-stable cream cheese, Gouda, and halloumi. And halloumi's expensive.
We have 2 packs of mozzarella cheese.
We are at 4 cheeses.
Shredded. And
is she going to have enough cheese to make one of those pizzas that she likes? It is a cheesy pun, Boop. You're right.
some frozen Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts.
That's not a cheese.
Some more tomato paste, a huge staple here. I'll put that here. Goes on the stand here. And we have some full-fat yogurt, plain yogurt.
Okay.
I use it like sour cream, basically, and I really want to make some fajitas. So stay tuned for that as well. All right, I'm going to put a second load up here, and I'll see you soon.
She eats those yogurt containers as a side. Like one entire container as a sauce. Don't get me wrong, yogurt's great. Love yogurt, live for yogurt. But much like many dairies, like they can still be quite calorie dense if you don't keep an eye out. Especially as like that's not like I would take one of those pots. Depending, I would look at the sugars because I tend to go for the high protein versions of yogurt just because they tend to have a little less carbohydrates. But I take one of those pots and mix in like a scoop of, or 2 actually, because they're quite large. Scoop or 2 of protein powder, mix. Delicious, like proteiny yogurt mix. So good. But that's like a snack, not like a sauce. You know? I didn't notice right away that my shirt was unbuttoned, but luckily I have a shirt underneath. Oh, I see. I mean, it's fine. I was confused because I thought all of these buttons were slightly different, but I think they're all the same.
All right.
So far we have watched Chantal take laundry out of a machine and put it in another machine, and now take groceries off a table and put it in a fridge. In 2 different videos.
So, I'm starting this round with...
Chantal should just make a vlog of me moving things from one place to the other.
Alcy Zero Sugar Cola. It's a different brand I'm going to try.
She's going to hate it because it's 0 sugar. It's not a full-fat sugar. I mean, a full-fat soda. Damn it.
It's also from Saudi Arabia. Put you up here. Have some water.
Okay.
Stay hydrated, guys.
Do. Hydrate, wear your sunscreen, maybe moisturize every now and then.
All right. I have some...
Boop. Well, Leonie, those are for guests if you do happen to see them.
4 sticks of unsalted butter.
Oh, of course, yeah. She uses so much butter as well. It's wild to me. Again, I've told this story a million times. I didn't come from a household with a lot of butter. Margarine, yes. Butter, no. Which I understand. I get it. But even now, I feel so fancy because I don't use a lot of butter. I do when I bake, but that's like very specific. So I'll go out and be like, right, I need like 400 grams of butter, and I'll go get like 475, and the other 75 will kind of just sit in the fridge for like a month. But I do feel fancy when I get the Lurpak. It's not often, and it lasts forever because I don't eat a lot of bread or anything. I don't want to cook with Lurpak, but Lurpak. Sorry, she like eats sticks of butter, is what I'm trying to say.
3 things of labna.
Did she try the butter in the coffee? Actually, that's a good point.
3 things of
hey, Zara.
labna.
Okay.
2 jars of pasta sauce. 4 cranberry juices. I ordered.
Also, ma'am. Okay.
Ordered 4.
You said you were gonna do some cooking. Jar sauce is jar sauce. It's whatever. But again, Chantal's got all the time under the sun.
And it must have come in a pack of 6. They just took the 2 out. Some tuna fish. Also put that here.
It's wild as well because I feel very gaslit when I watch Chantal's grocery hauls because my brain is tricking me thinking like, oh yeah, there's going to be cooking content coming up, and there'll be cooking content for like 2 days, and then we won't see where the produce comes from, and then in a month's time she's going to say, oh, oops, we've been just eating out for the last month, and now we're going to get back on track and we're doing this grocery, and this is just a cycle. It's a cycle, and it's just trying to trick me.
I got some tikka masala paste. I want to make chicken tikka masala.
Ooh, delicious.
In this bag, I have a huge 5 kg
Of course, a sack within a bag.
thing of basmati rice. Oh, I
I'd
forgot
also love to know how quickly that goes.
to charge my mini fan. And this is a workout for me, I know, pathetic. I have some minced meat, 95% from chilled New Zealand beef.
Is that where it's from? From chilled New Zealand beef. Did you maybe want to try a second take of that? So you don't sound like that?
This is like for Ramadan, for when people come over.
Leonie, it's time.
And something to put out. This is mamoul. Very, it's like a date cookie with date inside. And this is covered in white chocolate.
Oh, how tasty. It's for guests. It's for guests. So when Poopy deigns to visit in a week's time, guests.
Really good.
Is that... No, it wasn't 10 pounds of rice. It was 5 kilos. Which is technically 11 pounds. It's 11 pounds of rice. Right? That's the math? Is that the math? Wait. Am I an idiot? No. 5 times 2.2. 11. There are 2 5s in a 10. Yes, 11.
We have some chili flavored tortilla.
Look, we come from the school of Anne Boleyn counting of pounds, alright? Down to the decibel.
For some fajita. We have some olive oil, completely out. Tenders.
Okay, so 3 bags of pre-sauced, sure, fried chicken business. Great for the air fryer. Excellent.
Plain
She's luring Poopy back.
tenders. Some white bread. Some macaroni, the long one, and some short one.
Delulu, oh, thank you again for the super chat, mate. Delulu says the voices in your head don't count as guest pretty. I don't know. I don't know. I like specifically my mind goes back to when she was so boldly lying about, yeah, you guys, it's customary for people to, you know, offer snacks and things to guests here. My brain's thinking like, yeah, that's usually like a nice thing to do everywhere, right? Just offer your guests a beverage and a snack. But like Twix bars? What was it? It was a year ago or so, right? Wasn't it like 38 chocolate bars purchased for guests? Like, how many guests you got? Lies. And then it turns out, yes, she did eat them all. Because of course.
Chicken tenders. Plain tenders. Some white bread.
It's not very clever for your current health predicament, Chantal, that's all.
Some macaroni.
Also not very smart for your current health predicament.
The long one.
Yeah.
And some
more pasta.
Short one.
Uh-huh. Sure, yeah. Remember when she was telling us that she could eat wholemeal pasta because it's a whole grain, and that's what the diabetes doctor says? Now we're just pissing into the wind. Who needs the whole grains? Nah, we just got the white flour. It's fine. Diabetes who?
Like 2 kgs of onions. Red. Some nice...
I gotta ask, is this a Canadian thing? Sorry, I've been on Top Chat this entire time. Good job, Zach. Now my mouse has died. Excellent. Very good. We're stuck. Help. Help. Okay, no, we're back. Is this a Canadian thing, pronouncing it kgs? Because it takes just as much time, effort, and enunciation to say kilos. Is it? Tell me in the chat. How do you pronounce? Like, what word do you use to talk about kilograms? How do you shorten that? Do you say kgs or do you say kilos? That's me one. It's a Chantal thing. It's 2 kgs of onions. It's 2 kilos of onions. Okay, no, it's just a her thing. Definitely just a her thing. Okay, noted. Good to know. Thank you so much for helping me out. I appreciate you all.
Nice looking romaine. And some green peppers. Yes, we have no more from that huge haul. Okay, I'm gonna put this away.
Which is good, because I'm pretty sure that huge haul was at the start of January.
Yalla.
I wouldn't doubt that that giant bag of green peppers was rotting or like frozen or something. Because when you think about it, this is 2 portions of a haul, and that's a substantial amount of food. Like that's what we would call a big grocery shop. You know, you have that one big grocery shop and then a whole heap of little grocery shops. Though usually the big grocery shop has like cleaning products and stuff in it as well. Which, to be fair, are less and less frequent in my big grocery shops, because oftentimes buying them online individually tends to be a lot cheaper. Goddamn Colesworth. You didn't need to keep this in. You could have cut this out.
Making one trip.
Yeah, we don't need to see the struggle, man.
I like mixing butter and olive oil when I'm cooking. I'm gonna use the meat
Sure, why not?
soon, so I'll put it in the fridge. Chicken tenders.
That Killerino do's and don'ts. Also, I don't know what's going on with YouTube today, but it is Bumpy Gal out streaming. It's telling me no data. That's not true. I can see myself. There we go. We're back to green. Green light.
Labna.
Sorry, Lottie. But learn something new every day.
I'm putting my onions in the fridge. I don't care what anyone says. Feel free to give me your feedback in the comments, but I tried leaving them out and they grow those like legs things and the antennas.
Yeah?
And then they don't last as long. So I'm putting them in the fridge.
Ma'am, onions won't last as long in your kitchen because you don't fucking use them and they're literally going to rot. What are you talking about? Also, where do you put your onions, chat? I keep mine out. They don't tend to go bad at all. But I don't know.
I cleaned my fridge today, so it's not hard. I don't have to move things around. I love it. Ugh. And I can't bend all the way, so I just throw the food in the fridge. Ugh.
Don't want to go and see a doctor about anything, though. Again, back shots.
Got some bread here.
You keep onions in the fridge? That's fair. Once I cut an onion, I keep it in the fridge.
Olive oil can stay
Like if I don't use stuff in the fridge.
here on the stove. Pasta.
Where do people keep eggs? Fridge or counter? Oh, doohickey, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. For my entire life, eggs have been kept in the fridge. Eggs have been kept in the fridge. And it's fine, right? We've pasteurized eggs here in Australia. Pasteurized, is that the right word? I think so. Pasteurized eggs here in Australia, they're fine. Everything's fine. We have always kept them in the fridge. All of a sudden, in the last few years, eggs on shelves. What's going on? What's going on? I very much sound like the angry old man yells at clouds. When they rearrange the aisles, I don't like it. I don't like it. I hate it. Don't change my grocery shopping experience without giving me ample warning. They have all of my details. They know. How else do you think I'm getting those rewards points? But tell me. Just a nice, like a little text message instead of saying like, oh, hey, we've got like pasta on sale 2 for 1. Just say, hey, just heads up. Like the places that you enjoy grocery shopping, they're going to look a little different in the next like couple of weeks. So maybe just brace yourself. Also, here's a plan. Here's the map. Familiarize your route because you're going to get very confused. We don't know why we're doing this. Actually, pretty sure there's a big logistical component to that all. But we don't know why we're doing this. But we just wanted to shake things up. Because we're fucking with you specifically. And the same can be said about eggs. Sorry. Again, for the longest time here in Australia, I believe eggs had been stored in the fridge. I still store my eggs in the fridge. But now they sell them on the shelf. And I don't know why. And that's my stories.
These I'm gonna freeze.
We'll see eggs in the fridge because in summer in Australia, it's 40 degrees, which some of you on the other side of the planet might have been experiencing in the last couple of years, by the way. Welcome to what we experience every year. Yeah, see, eggs at like 40 degrees and 95% humidity don't taste great. They just don't. They're not ideal. Not that you're eating them raw. Like, obviously, you heat up the eggs anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But they're just, I don't know. I think an egg in a fridge it holds its congealed elements a little better, you know? I feel like if you leave an egg out at 40 degrees, it's just runny and it's not quite as good. Anyway. 43 degrees, Em. Yeah, not a good day today.
Cupboards. We have many litter bags now.
Oh, what shelf are they going in? No, Foodie, tell us what shelf or drawer? Wait, are these going in a drawer or are they going in another bag? Which is also fine. I forgot to mention the rubbish bag debate the other day. Also valid, a larger bag with all the small rubbish bags in it. Like hanging on a doorknob or the back of a door. Or like, sorry, a drawer handle or something. Or like tied to the side of a bench. Also valid for bin bags.
I also got a thing of paper towel.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Chat, get mad with me. Don't get mad. No, don't get mad on the internet. We're just here to be fun and sassy. Why do this? Why do this? Why do this? Why put a box, a square, a cube that is wrapped in plastic already in another piece of plastic just to choke a turtle? Why do this? Can you be more specific? It's just wasteful. It's wasteful. Go and support brands that sell toilet paper and shit like this with its own little built-in plastic handle. Ideally, if it wasn't plastic at all, right? I understand that. Or a bidet. Also, this is not toilet paper. This is paper towel. Sorry, I forgot about the bidet. I did forget about the bidet. But just don't do this. Haz says, don't these come with its own handle anyway? I swear to God, if I see a handle here, I'll be mad. But also, she didn't go out and get this. She just ordered this all online. So, of course, it's going to come wrapped in 27 layers of plastic. Fuck turtles.
Oh. I also got a thing of paper towel. Since I've been in Kuwait, I have not...
The towel is literally... Sorry, the bag is literally taped to the paper towel.
First time buying paper towel. We usually use tissue paper.
Why would you use tissue paper? Paper towel is absorbent and thick and wonderful, but also there are lots of other like ways you could do that without the paper towel. You could use like a dish towel, microfiber towel, tea towel. Why are they called tea towels? Tea cloth? Tea towel. Does anyone know? Why are they called tea towels? Why do we call them tea towels? Tea towel etymology. Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Marriage as the uniting... No. Defines a tea towel as a cloth for drying dishes, often made of linen cloth or a combination of the two. Tea towels date back to England in the 18th century when they were used to insulate teapots. Oh, at tea ceremonies, hence the name. Dry fine china and cover baked goods. There we go. I had no idea. Tea towels are originally called tea towels because they used to wrap the teapot to keep the tea warm. Which in this day and age, you don't really have to worry too much about. Hey, global warming, like that shit's going to keep tea hot for a while. Sarah, thank you for the super chat. Sarah says, one time I went to a thrift store and there were containers for eggs that were labelled farm fresh butt nuggets. Did you buy? Thank you for the super chat. That's awesome.
Or,
I learned something today. That's so good.
reusable towels, but
Yeah, we love a reusable towel.
whatevs. Right.
Again, fuck the environment.
Almarai mixed berry juice. Our favorite juice here.
So good. So good for the sugars. Oh, 3!
And this is just 5 kg of potatoes. It looks like russet, maybe.
5 kg is a substantial amount. 5 kg of rice, 5 kg of potatoes. Right, we've got our carbs covered for the next, 3 months. 6 months? 5 kilos of rice is fucking wild to me. Again, it's just an individual person who makes rice, once a week.
Yeah. They're dirty and they smell like earth. Phew. Potatoes.
Uh-huh.
Gonna be eating a lot of those.
Great. Well, you get chicken tendies and fries, basically, until the end of time.
But that's it.
I saw, okay, so outside of the chicken tendies, there was the minced beef. There was no other protein, right? There was no fish that we missed, no seafood that we missed. So I wonder what, the seafood trade is like in Kuwait, considering the Gulf's right there. Good? Bad? Maybe bad. Maybe good? I don't know. Right. I'm confused about the dishes you will be preparing, but fortunately there's one coming up soon.
That's it for this haul.
Oh, the chicken. She did get a whole chicken. You're right.
So I'll put the prices.
38 Kuwaiti dinar, 166 Canadian loonies, and 123 US buckaroos.
Somewhere here.
Sure.
I'm gonna see how many meals I can get out of this. Hopefully I'll...
With all of the snacky shit and cheese, I understand she puts cheese in literally everything, but I'm convinced Chantal just eats cheese. And as someone who just eats cheese, I get it, but I think Chantal just eats cheese.
A lot. Potatoes, rice, we have for a long time. A huge bag like that lasts me maybe a couple months. So, but I don't know. If I'm cooking more and not ordering, we'll see how long these things last.
Probably not that long. I think you're going to just eat all the processed food in the next 3 days and then be stuck with produce that'll just rot.
So yeah, that's it.
The lettuce will rot. The green peppers will rot.
This haul, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments how much you typically spend on groceries per month or every week or whatever you want.
All right, well, we can have a grocery chat. I don't really track it that frequently because I don't know, I just don't. I don't have a regular, I don't know, I just top up as I need to go. And it kind of depends if I wake up one day or if I'm doing a stream a little bit later and I finish the stream and I don't have the energy to make a salad for tomorrow, I'll go and get a bag salad, and that usually increases the price by $1. And then sometimes I'll have delicious energy drinks in the fridge here or run out and then need to buy more. It just depends. But that's because I don't have, I'm just feeding me. That's relatively easy.
It varies for us because we order out a lot. So
I don't do that. I don't order out a lot. I don't. I usually get a big 2-pack of rump steak, and that's quite expensive. That's $28 a kilo, and usually they come in at just over, around about a kilo for one of the packs. So yeah, I usually buy one of them and a big bulk purchase of 4 or 5 extra large chicken breasts, and that will usually be a couple of meals through the week. And then those are the bases of my protein to go with bag salads, other salads. If I get really lazy, I'll cook off some rice and prep rice, broccoli, and chicken. And yeah, takeout is supremely minimized unless I'm actually doing something, which is certainly not multiple times a week, but anyway.
Trying to nip that in the bud and try to just cook. So stay tuned for a cooking video. Like I said, I want to cook some things, so stay tuned for that. Probably the next video to come out. And of course, I'll see you in a live stream. Bye, guys.
We're not watching a live stream. We are instead getting straight into a cook with me / mukbang entitled Pâté Chinois Canadian shepherd's pie. She's going to pronounce it better for me, so I'm going to learn how to pronounce it from Foodie herself. And this is the foodie. Okay, so here in Australia, I believe for many of us, but I will speak to my nostalgic heart as a child growing up in Australia. I ate cottage pie / shepherd's pie pretty consistently. It was on the weekly rotation, and it's just such an easy thing. It's such an easy thing to throw together, and it's kind of like it's bubble and squeak is always the thing I compare dishes to, where it's like you can literally just like kind of throw everything together and it's fine. Like, you got leftovers in the fridge, great. You got like frozen veggies in the freezer that have been there for 6 months and are probably freezer burnt, great. You got mince that you picked up reduced to clear 3 days ago that's used by today, great, not a problem. Potatoes, easy to sauce, no worries. And the great thing is it stretches as well. It's very much like an easy to do. You can make like a single serve, you can make a family serve, you can do all sorts of stuff. I don't know why, but I am terrified at the thought of Chantal doing this. Now, when she released this, I was like, oh, I'm going to go look this thing up. And I'm telling you right now, she's pulled the paragraphs to talk about this dish directly from Wikipedia, which is really fun. Especially the history of the dish, which, spoilers, it is a little unknown. There are lots of theories as to where this dish kind of comes from. Specifically as it's not really mentioned anywhere before the 1930s. And then there's a whole conversation about Canada and railroads, and Chantal will kind of bring it all up. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of ourselves. Myself. Why is there bread? This is giving lasagna sandwich to me. Also, these Brussels sprouts need some desperate assistance. Oh, they're look at soggy and pale. Just undercooked and underloved. Look at these sprouts, chat. Look at them. Look at their leafy little hearts. They could have been something good. They could have been something good. My all-time favorite way of making sprouts is because we really, I mean, you can buy fresh sprouts here, Brussels sprouts here in Australia. By the way, it's Brussels sprouts, right? Isn't it Brussels? Not Brussels sprouts, Brussels sprouts. Oftentimes the easiest way to get them are frozen. You can get them fresh, but they, like everything, they tend to be so much more expensive when they're fresh. Anyway, I like to parboil them first to get them a little unfrozen, because they are like bricks when they're frozen. Like, you do not want to be hit in the head with a frozen Brussels sprout. So parboil them until they lose a lot of the frozen elements, and then cook them off in an oven or an air fryer, but cut them in half. You got to cut them in half at least. You got to cut them in half, and then like brush the top of them with a little bit of oil so they get crispity, crunchy, and roasty and toasty. Throw your herbs and spices on it, or do like toss them in a bowl with a little bit of olive oil and your herbs and your spices and your delicious thing. But you really need to roast them down. You do, because this is just some bland, wet cabbage looking. Absolutely not. The mini cabbages, exactly. Lisa, lovely to see you. We have them fresh here all the time. Oh, lucky. I don't adore Brussels sprouts as much as I do broccoli, only because Brussels sprouts do require so much more preparation. With broccoli, I can kind of just cut it up, throw it in the microwave with a little bit of water for like 5 minutes, and we're good to go. Brussels sprouts require a little crispity diptity. Exactly. Yeah, Brussels sprouts do require a little bit more thought and attention to prepare, especially for meal prepping, but delicious.
Hi, welcome back to another video.
Well, you gotta unfreeze them first, believe it.
If you want to be cool, don't delay.
Oh, God.
Download Cameo and order one today. You will regret it all. Make your day.
Leonie asked Bobby, yes or no? Sausage roll on a roll. I think that's too much. Sausage rolls, there are different levels of sausage rolls. go to like a roadside bakery and get yourself a sausage roll. None of this like Mrs. Mac undercooked pastry sitting in a 7-Eleven hotbox window for like 8 hours. Nuh-uh. Not worth it. No. Need, I can't remember. There's a really big bakery. Yeronga? Something. Yatla. Yatla pies. If you're ever in Brisbane and you're driving up and or down a motorway, I can't quite recall which one it is. Is it here to Gold Coast or here to Sunshine Coast? It's one of them. If you're driving around, is it Yatla pies? I think it's Yatla. Any of those big pie making distribution / petrol stations on the motorway, so good. Sausage roll, crispy and delicious. Not on a roll though. Too much. Nah, too much. I need a different form of carb, like bread and pastry. I mean, probably good. But a good sausage roll will have enough pastry around it to feel like it's in, like, almost a hot dog bun, Addie, thank you very much for being here for 11 months. Addie says you deserve better than petrol station food. Specifically, these examples that I'm giving are like massive, like warehouse-sized bakeries that are specifically designed for people who are driving long stretches of road to pull over, have an iconic pie and or sausage roll, and also fill up the tank. But yeah, like a BP Mrs. Mac sausage roll, like, get out of town. You're right, absolutely not. Thanks, Addie.
All you have to do is pay.
Are people confused about a sausage roll? Oh, yeah, it's exactly as Lottie said. It's sausage mince inside of puff pastry, which is then baked. So it's kind of like a pie, but in a roll. And instead of having, like, pie filling, it's sausage filling. And German, inspired by German, like, style pork sausage. So, like, a pork and veal mix or pork and beef mix with, like, fennel and, like, those anise flavors and stuff. Australia did certainly change that with an aversion and fear of herbs and spices. tends to be a little bit more look, if you've only got like probably like $4 now for a Mrs. Mac. I know I'm shitting all over Mrs. Mac, but honestly, their pies and sausage rolls are terrible. But that's the real question. Australians in the chat, let me know. Mrs. Mac above or below 4 and 20? Because 4 and 20 is pretty bad. 4 and 20 is actually really bad. Those travel pies they have. So a travel pie. When we say pie in Australia, we mean a mince meat pie. That's what we mean. A meat pie, we often just call it. Not mince like fruit mince pie, but like a savoury meat and gravy filled pie. Just to not confuse anyone. A travel pie is a pie aerodynamically designed for travel. So instead of being a round pie dish, it's like a rectangle pie, but with curved edges. So you can move faster with it, is what I understand. That's why it's called a travel pie. Yeah. Hannah, the travel pie is iconic though, because instead of being round and eating it and being like, oh no, I have like gravy and mince all over my face, a la Chantal, the travel pie is designed specifically to fit within a human mouth. So you can just like get it all in there. Unless you're eating it lengthways, in which case you could, I guess, eat it in half and then have 2 mini pies.
Yeah, no matter how cute you look.
And this conversation will be far more interesting than whatever the hell we're about to watch. I guarantee you.
You're not getting any Pâté Chinois.
Hello guys, so this is my way of making Pâté Chinois, a classic Canadian comfort food.
Okay, Pâté Chinois, is that it? Pâté Chinois. I'm going to turn her up because she's quiet again. I haven't touched her audio at all, by the way. So her audio between 3 pieces of content has been fucked.
I'm going to start with boiling potatoes with some salt. And then I'm going to add butter and olive oil and saute some red onion.
Okay. Right. Do you want to maybe like wait for that butter to melt down? Not that it's important because we're just braising red onion. Is that what this is?
It's just 1 diced red onion. And I'm going to let them cook down very, very well. And then in another pan, I have some olive oil and butter as well and some frozen corn. I'm making homemade...
I'm confused. You could could you not cook the onion down first to transparent and then put the corn in? Or are we, no, that's right, we're separating things, aren't we, for some godforsaken reason.
Made cream corn.
I understand this dish as a premise. Why do we have to layer it like savory trifle? Like, why have we got the creamy potatoes on the bottom and then, like, why are they 3 distinct layers? I feel like the corn could just be mixed in with the meat. That's what we do. You rip open a frozen bag of veggies and you cook it off in the mince so everything kind of tastes the same. But also, just a hot tip, if any of you are inspired to make a cottage and or shepherd's pie and or this Pâté Chinois thing, I feel like at the price of meat, crazy. Learn to use lentils. Go and get yourself a big bag of red lentils. Go and get a cup of dried red lentils. Throw them in a bowl. Put a cup of warm water or 2 cups of warm water over it. Submerge your lentils in warm water. Let them sit while you cook off your beef or your mince, whatever variety you're using. By the time your mince is cooked, drain your lentils, throw it in. Lentil boys will absorb all of that meaty flavor, and I can guarantee you won't be able to tell the difference between finely minced beef and or lamb and red lentils. Or green lentils. Yellow lentils? It's one of the lentils. I feel like red are the easiest to bring out of dried without actually cooking. Is it red? I think it's red. Anyway.
Never done this before. Now I'm going to add to the onions about 500 grams of ground beef mince. I'm going to season it with 7 spice, Worcestershire sauce.
This is a wild combination of flavors. 7 spice and Worcester sauce.
Ground beef mince.
Yeah.
I'm going to season it with 7 spice.
Why?
Worcestershire sauce.
I need to understand her thinking as to why she throws this 7 spice around willy-nilly. Why?
Black pepper, some onion, and some garlic powder as well. And I'm also going to add some flour, maybe a tablespoon or so.
I feel like everything just tastes like a chip.
This will
a terrible vomity chip.
Thicken up and make like a kind of gravy. And I'm going to add a 1 beef stock cube to that and some water, maybe 3/4 of a cup or so.
I'm so confused. What are we cooking in? Is this a bowl?
And just stir that around really well and let that cook down. The liquid
This is such a strange pot. It's not flat bottomed. It's curved bottomed.
will cook down. I'm going to add some heavy cream to the corn and some salt and pepper.
A vomity chip. Yes.
As well as a...
Whoa. Okay, so she's cooked this corn off in butter and or olive oil, probably both. So it's currently just corn. It's cooking frozen corn. We're now adding heavy cream, pepper, and shaky cheese. What the fuck is going on? Oh my god, this is her making... What was she making? The cheesy corn? Remember when she had the corn cobs? And she was like... She ate an entire stick of butter on like 2 corn cobs. And she used shaky cheese. Was it elotes? Is that what it is? I think it is. She was just deep throat and cheesy corn. She's trying to recreate that magic here with the shaky cheese. She is. I just know it.
Some heavy cream to the corn and some salt and pepper, as well as a couple tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. It will just help everything thicken up a bit. And
see, the thing is, if she were... And who said that? Who said creamed corn? Chaos, I see you. Hello. If she were just making creamed corn, why not use that little blender that we saw in the cleanup video 2 videos before and actually break down the corn and pulverize it and cream it instead. Now I get it though, creamed corn, because it's not creamed in the process of breaking it down. It's creamed as in adding cream to corn. That's funny. She is making creamed corn. Oh, that took me a minute. That's funny. Hey, somebody, good to see you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I'll let that cook down a bit until that thickens up a little bit as well. All right, and there you have it. The corn is finished. Doesn't that look delicious and creamy?
She said it. She said the thing. Chat, can I get some creamies in the chat, please?
All right, and there you have it. The corn is finished.
Show me your creams.
Doesn't that look delicious and creamy?
That looks like something. I'm so confused. I don't actually understand. I don't understand what I'm looking at. It's cheese and cream and whole corn kernels and black pepper. For what? Thank you for the creams, chat. I appreciate you all.
Yum. The meat mixture is pretty much done. I'm just going to add a splash
Meat mixture.
of ketchup and a little bit of tomato paste. And here it is. It's thickened up quite nicely. I'm actually really impressed.
Pat yourself on the ass more, shut up.
And here are the mashed potatoes.
We didn't see these being made, miss. Excuse me. I need the footage. I need to see how much cream you put in these potatoes. Because I can guarantee you we didn't see any milk being purchased. So when my classic mashed potato, which is not quite good, well, not quite as good as I've had, because the trick to mashed potatoes is butter. just lashings and lashings of butter. We didn't see any milk, so she certainly didn't use milk and butter, which is the combination I'm most familiar with, and not a lot of butter, usually just a small amount of butter, small amount of milk, and you just smash until you go. This is whipped and creamy, and it looks like there's probably a cup of cream in that. Tell me I'm wrong. Boop, lovely to see you back. Hello, I hope you're having a great Friday. Welcome back.
Fluffy with a splash of...
Oh, Lottie, she has so much confidence in cooking. Misplaced, but she's kicked the door down and she's decided to do it.
cream.
And film it, and try to convince us all that this is the way to do it.
Butter, and a little bit of salt. Now we layer a casserole with the meat mixture first. Then we layer on
This is so confusing.
the cream corn. The traditional recipe doesn't call for cheese.
It's cream corn. Oh my god. That's not creamed corn. That's cream and corn. That's cream cheese and corn. It's not. And now, all right, this is the truly outrageous truly outrageous moment of this dish's life. Why are we putting shredded cheese on top? Why are we doing this? It's supposed to be like crispity, crunchity, delicious peaks of soft, fluffy inside, firm, crackly, and crispy outside mashed potato. Not cheese. It's not meant to be swimming in a lake of fat. There's already enough fat in the mince underneath. We don't need more. What? Chat, let me know. Pâté Chinois. No. Pâté Chinois. That's the one. Should this have cheese on top of it? Also, that creamed corn, is that right in this recipe? Because I'm listening to this one. She's Canadian. She should know, right? Right?
But we're going to be Pâté Chinois trendsetters here, so.
Oh, she's a trendsetter. Watch out.
And it's out of the oven.
Fuck, that looks rough. We are also watching the same person who microwaves cheese at 2 o'clock in the morning on a plate and just eats it. So, which is also, by the way, as someone who loves cheese, fully relatable. Not to that degree. I like to at least include 2 ingredients in the things that I eat. But this looks like a hot, oily, soggy mess. Why is everything soggy today?
Nice and bubbly. The cheese is melted. This looks delicious. So
Like that's like 300 grams of shredded cheese on top.
let's plate this up. Let's go.
Plate up for who? I only see one plate. I'm convinced she's alone.
Hello guys, assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to another video.
Thanks so much.
Let me just fix my tablecloth.
I need to see her reaction to eating these Brussels sprouts.
Plastic cloth here. So, I'm so excited
Hey Echo, good to see you. Hello.
to eat this with you guys.
Pâté Chinois has no cheese on top and the corn isn't super creamy. Melinda, I appreciate it. Also, fabulous name. Melinda. Oh, what a queen. Mother Melinda.
Julia is too. She's up here. This is
Canadian season 4 Drag Race, honestly. I'm getting nostalgia for it. I only watched it recently. Oh, so good.
a staple.
I did get a shirt of Mother Melinda from Mother Melinda's merch. It's her doing like that, the crazy eyes with the... Anyway, enough about Drag Race.
In French Canadian cuisine.
No, sorry, you tell me more about this, please.
So, I'm so excited to eat this with you guys. Julia is too. She's up here. This is...
I don't think Julia's going to try to eat that. No.
a staple.
Look, and the thing about cottage... I was about to say cottage cheese. Also delicious and appropriate to the thing I'm about to say. The thing about shepherd's pie and cottage pie is that it doesn't necessarily always look appealing. I think of like the single serve little cottage pies that have the mince and the peas and the carrots and the corn and everything cooked down, and then the mashed potato on top, and it's a little bit of a swirl, and you put it in the oven, and it gets all crispity and nice and delicious on top, and it comes out like a little peak, a little mountain of crispy and fluffy mashed potato with the mincy bit underneath. And the thing is, as soon as you break into it, yeah, it kind of looks like hot vomit. But the way that this is set up and plated, it does look like hot vomit with, like, soggy sprouts. The best looking part of this plate is the bread. Which is fine. And I'm not saying this is a bad dish. I'm just saying, in its current form... She also flipped it upside down, which is really confusing. Like, why would you not just scrape it off the... thing? But it does look like hot vomit. Yeah. Lottie, thank you for the super chat, lovely. I hope you're having a really good night. And happy Friday again. Lottie says, just to recognise over 3 years of you begging her to introduce us to Canadian cuisine. This isn't poutine only to get this. Yeah, sorry, mate. That's okay. It's fine. Look, we've had lots of discussions about Canadian cuisine, which is good. And this is technically a Canadian dish, so we are being exposed to it, just in a really, truly, like, pea hands, meatloaf, basement spaghetti kind of way, you know? But let's learn about this. Thank you for the super chat, lovely.
In French Canadian cuisine, it's called Pâté Chinois,
yeah,
which translates to Chinese pie. So you know how you have, it's kind of like the French Canadian take on shepherd's pie or cottage pie.
Okay.
I usually just call it shepherd's pie, but yeah, the French is Pâté Chinois. Right, so I have a Diet Cola. The brand is Alcy.
We know, we watched the grocery put away. We were
Saudi
here.
Arabia. Sorry. It's a Saudi brand.
Oh, is she quiet? Sorry.
I put ketchup on mine. In my opinion, that's the true Canadian way. If you don't...
Mouse died again.
That's fine, but...
Battery's really going on this.
I do. So, bismillah.
Bismillah.
And I have some Brussels sprouts in the air fryer with a bit of butter, salt, and pepper. And some...
No. Okay. Butter, salt, and pepper, fine, whatever. She loves butter, we know. Cut them in half. Cut them in half, get them smaller, get them crispy, crunchy, because they are going to be firm and uncooked in the middle.
Buttered bread. You have to have white bread with butter with these.
With the sprouts? Is that what she's trying to say? You'll eat bread with sprouts?
Let's try these Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts.
Fucking where? When? When in the history of Foodie Brussels sprouts? I think this might be the second time I've seen Foodie eat Brussels sprouts. If she moans, I swear I'll flip this table. She did it. You know what? I'm done. I'm done. You can watch her by herself. You can watch her moaning over soggy cabbage. Absolutely not. No. Disgusting. Oh my goodness, somebody. That's a lot of servings. That's a lot of potatoes, yeah. Yeah, gonna need lots of peelers. Oh. Not Chantal moaning over Brussels sprouts.
They're sweet. And they're so good.
Cut them in half. Do yourself a favor, cut them in half. Foodie using a metal fork. Yeah, who is this person? Okay, so here's the thing with this dish as well. Because we're serving it upside down, it's a bit confusing. But also because it has a lake of molten cheese on top of it, she's now just going to be eating melted cheese on top of mashed potatoes.
I've been seriously craving this for so long. Mix it all around. It's cheesy.
Of course it's fucking cheesy. You put like 3 fistfuls of cheese on top. She's shocked.
Put that mozzarella on there. Now, I just added the cheese, but the traditional recipe, apparently there's like an author who wrote a story about Pâté Chinois and how it's like mysterious.
Let me pull up the
Same shirt,
Wikipedia, everyone,
different
because
video. I'm not changing
word
the
for
video. I'm not
word.
putting 2 outfits on for the same day. I won't do. Unless I don't want you to think it's the same day. Anyway, hot. Pâté Chinois or shepherd's pie is like scalding hot for like an hour after it comes out. Not bad.
Well, you know, food cooked in an oven. Right, here it is. Origins. There are no confirmed appearances of Pâté Chinois. Sure. Before the 1930s, better source needed. This has led to many to believe it was created in the 30s, but its origins are widely debated and there are multiple hypotheses. All current theories are rejected by Jean-Pierre Lemaison, sure, author of the book something. According to his research, Chinese workers simply ate rice and soybeans during the construction of the Canadian Pacific Railway, ruling out the railway hypothesis. In addition, he notes that Pâté Chinois had only appeared on the tables of Quebecois families? Sure. In the 1930s, which makes it difficult to believe that it appeared during the Industrial Revolution in Maine, ruling out the South China hypothesis. According to this author, the origin of Pâté Chinois remains a mystery. Great. There's something about a failed expedition and something about corn and turnips. Anyway, Foodie's going to tell the story. It seems relatively interesting, but it also kind of seems like an unsolved mystery. So we will never know. But also, I don't think Foodie cooked it according to the traditional methods.
That really takes me back to growing up. Because I have a lot of newcomers, so I grew up in, I'm Canadian.
And this is what I was afraid of. I was afraid of all of the newcomers and we're just going to get the histories for like the 12th time and it's going to be told slightly differently.
Canadian, born and raised, and I was born in a small town called Cornwall, which is close to Ottawa in Quebec. It's mostly bilingual.
And if you hang around long enough, you might see Foodie back there.
French and English. So because of Quebec, which is...
I mean, like, this dish, not the way Foodie made it, but at its core, seems like cottage pie, shepherd's pie, a relatively easy thing to recreate. And it wouldn't taste horrible, but it's Foodie.
A French province. We have a lot of French food influence.
Again, you didn't want to edit today? No? Alright, good, great.
And, there are theories about where the name Pâté Chinois comes from. Some think it's like when they were building the Canadian Railway, there were migrant Chinese workers, and they were mostly fed potatoes, like meat and corn. But then it's also like apparently but some also say that they ate soybeans and rice. So who knows? There's like
She's the worst, ma'am. Write a script or don't include it. If you're not fucking interested in it, we can tell. No one cares.
a few theories.
It is so annoying.
But
it's so annoying that it's more interesting and more entertaining to Google something than it is to try to listen to Chantal explain something poorly.
I was introduced to Pâté Chinois from growing up.
The buttered white bread with this is very confusing. Because, like, I could understand if this was, like, a really loose, wet gravy. Looser name? Maybe. A loose, wet gravy and you wanted to sop up the gravy with the buttered bread. I get that. I totally get that. But this, we've already got potatoes.
My mother made it. No, my mom made it. And the funny thing is, she made it exactly like this.
Fuck off. Did she? Did she make it exactly like this? Cheese and cream?
But she used canned cream corn.
Yeah, again, this is... Now I understand why this is so fucking funny. Chantal tried to make creamed corn with corn kernels and cream. My dumb ass was sitting here thinking, why is she making cheesy cheesy, creamy corn kernels. Is this traditional? Is this... Like, I get it. It's cream, like French-inspired cooking. I can understand that. But no, her dumbass is thinking whole kern kernels and cream equals creamed corn. I love it so much. I love that so much. Because it's such a good pun, like, as an idea. Like, explaining to someone the process of making... It's creamed corn. You can make anything creamed. It's not the process of, like, blending it down and turning it into a cream. No. You can make anything creamed. All you gotta do is add cream. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, dear.
A can of cream corn, which I love, and a can of niblets.
What's a niblet? What's that?
And growing up, I was made fun of a lot in school. Like, I was bullied for my weight.
Whole kernel corn niblets. What is this? Why is corn called niblets? The old spelling of corn was corn with a K, like corn. From the Germanic kernel is a diminutive form to mean a smaller grain. Oh, right, that's why kernel is a K, not a C. Oh, interesting, because it is derived from corn. Corn we know in English with a C, C-O-R-N, but kernel has a K. But they're the same sounds, and it makes sense because the old spelling was K in Germanic. Well, not in Germanic, but from Germanic languages. Cool. Niblets is a trademarked name that Green Giant, is he jolly, uses to describe the fresh corn kernels it sells in North America and in the UK. You say fresh, what does that mean? Tinned? Tinned. Canned. Canned corn kernels. She just said two of the same thing. She said corn and niblets. What is going on?
And growing up, I was made fun of a lot in school.
Oh, he is the Jolly Green Giant? Oh, work.
Like, I was bullied for my weight.
Oh, did I go forward? I meant to go back.
Can
Sorry.
of niblets.
No, I was thinking giblets, like gizzards.
A can of cream corn, which I love, and a can of niblets.
Oh, so it was a combination. Creamed and whole corn kernels. But where was the, like, dairy cream? When did that come into it? She does know they're different.
And growing up, I was made fun of a lot in school. Like, I was bullied.
Hey, Polter, good to see you.
Also for being on welfare. I was called welfare girl in elementary school sometimes.
That's horrible. Have we ever heard this story before? Asking memory banks and historians in the chat. Because, again, I know I haven't watched everything of Foodie, but I feel like I've got a relatively good memory at a lot of her stories because they all sound the goddamn same. Well, they don't all sound the goddamn same. We just hear them like 7 times in a month. I don't think we've ever heard that story. I don't think we've ever heard that story.
Or, like, I'd get made fun of, like, my mom did the best she could, but she was, like, a single mom, right? And we didn't have a lot of money. She was going through college. And,
A fresh new creamy lie. You know it, Ann, baby.
She was very young, also. Like, they didn't let her finish high school because she was pregnant. So she had to, like, finish it later. I don't remember how she finished it, but anyway, she ended up going to college.
Because this is very much, obviously, Foodie telling stories to a brand new audience. So I wonder if she is actively... I mean, it's Chantal, it's rule 1, right? Like, I wonder if she's actively lying about... Like, or at least actively thinking to lie and exaggerate to a new audience to paint her in a specific light when, you know, her own content kind of speaks against lots of that stuff.
But...
Because I know with new audiences, there's going to be people out there thinking, why are there so many people interested in Foodie? Why are there so many people who criticize and, like, have all of these nasty things to say about Foodie, or what, you know, may be perceived as nasty things as opposed to actual nasty things? See, you know, Chantel's past, I don't want to say greatest hits, but baddest hits, maybe? Anyway.
So we didn't have a lot of money. So this was shepherd's pie, or Pâté Chinois, was considered like a poor man's meal.
What is it? No, actually the opposite. She said she was glad they were in a better position before school bullies had that against her. Interesting. Well, we know that Foodie, I don't even want to talk about it, but we know that Foodie was the bully. Like, and that's not to say the bully can't be bullied, but Foodie has definitely presented herself and the way that she engaged with people, specifically high school. I have those like terrible memories up there about Chantal's story time about her in high school. And Chantal very much painted, like in the past, her stories were all about Chantal being like the cool, edgy, like, you can't tell me not to smoke and drink and do all of these things, and that's just who I am. But then there are also like there's terrible memories about her like showing pizzas nudes to people and like just bad things, like bad things. So yeah, I have no doubt that people probably had some things to say to Chantal, but I also know that Chantal probably wasn't the kindest and nicest person to be in school with. That, yeah.
You know, ground beef being the cheaper, not now maybe, but back then, the cheaper type of beef.
Yeah, yeah. Aside from the Chantal of it all.
The cheaper, not now maybe, but back then, the cheaper type of beef. Oh my gosh, too much cheese maybe.
Maybe.
And never mind.
Yeah, Steffi. Yeah, not the best. And again, like with her, Chantal's told the story about how people threw tomatoes at her and whatever. But we've also heard the flip side of all of that, where, like you say, Chantal's spitting on a classmate's food before giving it to them and things. And again, Chantal lies, and you take it all with a grain of salt. But for me, at least, it's often if she's saying something, think of the worst case scenario surrounding all of that, make that assumption, and oftentimes it's right.
Yeah. Never mind. So I never liked it growing up because I always thought like, ugh, I don't want this poor man's meal. No.
I never thought that about cottage. Why do I keep wanting to say cottage cheese? Cottage pie, shepherd's pie. I never thought that. Not once. I specifically, I didn't have, it's definitely my privilege showing to say this, but I think a lot of people may be able to, well, many people may be able to relate. But I was never given, like, the only idea of like, this is, I don't know, I never really associated like wealth with food, because like my food growing up was always really simple. It was steak and 3 veg, or steak and 2 veg and a potato, just 3 veg. Spag bog, steak and veg, usually a jar curry or something, salads and meat when it was hot, and school lunches were always like packed, and they were like a sandwich, a juice box, a piece of fruit, and like there was usually a snack. It was like a fruit roll up, or it was like a bar, or it was like an LCM. Ooh, LCMs. Turns out they're full of sugar. It was like, and that was kind of the standard. And I guess that is definitely privilege to be able to have a consistent source of food. But I didn't ever associate food as like, this is like I don't want to say a struggle meal, but like, this is something that is scraps, because oftentimes it would come to Sunday and it'd be like, right, we're making whatever the hell's in the, like, so we had dedicated leftover night. And that was kind of like, okay, great. So there's not much in the way of leftovers. I'll have a tin of baked beans and some toast. Great. That's classic meal. Throw a fried egg on top of that. Oh, amazing. But I guess that's about perspective. So it is interesting that Chantal has this like this memory of cottage pie or shepherd's pie being a less than glamorous food, where in my mind I was just like, this is everything. Like a stew, a casserole, amazing. Anyway, Chantal, keep talking.
So I never liked it growing up because I always thought,
oh yeah, Lottie.
I don't want this.
Dunkaroos, Le Snack. Oh, you were the coolest kid in school with a Le Snack. Let me tell you.
So I never.
That's that shelf-stable cheese. That's where that interest comes from. It's the Le Snacks. We also had, if you're familiar with Le Snack, or if you're not, it's like a baked biscuit, savory biscuit, with like a tiny little piece, like tiny little rectangle shapes, Zach. Tiny little rectangle of shelf-stable, basically cream cheese. And you dip, or you scoop out the cream cheese and put it on a cracker. Cheese and crackers, great. In Australia, we had that with peanut butter as well. I think it was Kraft. Was it Kraft? I think so. Kraft peanut butter did it. They were the long rectangle, like salty crackers with peanut butter, and you could have peanut butter and crackers, and it was delicious. But then you could also get Vegemite. And let me tell you, that tablespoon serve of Vegemite, far too much for the crackers. Far too much. Do you know what you need when you eat Vegemite? Butter. Do you know what those little cracker packets didn't have? Butter. Terrible. Awful. Salt burns on the tongue. Bad. Sorry, Foodie's... I keep interrupting Foodie because I want to talk. I have fun stories.
Never mind. So I never liked it growing up because I always thought, like, I don't want this poor man's meal.
That is such a fucking weird concept. That's so wild to me to think that. I just don't think I'd ever done that. Like, I might eat half a meal and be like, I'm full, I'm done, whatever. But I don't think I ever refused. At least not, like, within my memory. And realistically, I probably don't have any, like, formative memories, say, before maybe 4 or 5, I don't know. But I just can't imagine. I guess this probably speaks to, like, my relationship with my parents and stuff as well. Because I would never be like, ew, this is not the food I deserve. Like, I could never have that attitude towards my parents. Jeez Louise. Rude.
I never liked it growing up because I always thought, like, I don't want...
Lisa, I loved a tuna casserole. Oh, we call them tuna bake here in Australia, where you basically mix through, like, tuna, some type of, like, creamy base. We use jar cream. Like, it was very easy. Cook off the pasta, put it in a casserole dish. Dump the pasta sauce over the top of it, rinse the jar with water to get the rest of the sauce, chuck that in the casserole dish, throw some tuna in there, maybe a little bit of salt and pepper, if you're lucky. Definitely nothing green. Oh, sometimes broccoli, I guess. There's sometimes broccoli mixed through it. Broccoli and capsicum, of all things, I think. Throw that through, Bob's your uncle, maybe throw a bit of cheese on top of it, maybe throw some breadcrumbs on top of it, if you've got it. We did not keep a lot of breadcrumbs in the house. Chuck it in the oven, let it bake. Casserole. Delicious. So good. Never knock back a tuna casserole. I really like tuna.
So I never liked it growing up because I always thought, like, I don't want this poor man's meal.
That's so fucking rude. I can't get over that. But it does very much speak to Foodie. And it's weird that she's telling us this story, how she was bullied and stuff as a kid about that. Oh, that's so weird to me.
Now I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I didn't also really like the taste growing up either.
Right. How times change, I guess.
But yeah.
Nothing says, Poppy, this story is all a lie. She's making it all up. Which is such a shame because it's bringing out such, like, lovely nostalgic memories of, like, oh, I remember, like, these specific dishes as a kid. Not in, like, the obsessive way Chantal talks about it, but just in the, like, she's talking about dishes as a kid, I guess. And so I get to be able to, like, tag along with that. Not in her reality, my reality.
I remember, like, always wanting, like, when Tommy Hilfiger shirts were popular.
Chat. Maybe this is a Canadian versus Australian thing. Sorry. Maybe is this a Canadian versus Australian thing? Tommy Hilfiger was popular when she was a kid. Is that? Does that timeline work out for anyone? That was 40 years. Well, I mean, let's call it 35 years ago. 30 years ago, to be kind. It was 30 years ago. What? Tommy Hilfiger is in, like, department stores now in Australia and oftentimes picked up as the, like, ooh, it's got a brand name, but it's also pretty cheap kind of thing. But I didn't think it was around in, like, the 80s. I thought it was like a 2000s thing. Like it was introduced as like a top label in the 2000s, and now we're obviously 2.5 decades in, and it's kind of department store, like, maybe not department store, but like Myers, David Jones. Their perfumes were popular in the 90s. I didn't even know they made perfumes.
We went to
so high school. Right.
She's
She's all over the place with this timeline, by the way. She's all...
We went to a flea market. It was a flea market in St. Polycarp. Anyone from around that area will know.
I have no idea. Please tell me about it. I live in a different reality.
And they had knockoff Tommy Hilfiger, but they were like gaudy and weird.
Right. Chantel's never been known to wear a gaudy thing in her life. What are you even talking about?
And my mom was like, they'll never know. They'll never know. They knew. I got made fun of so bad. It was like...
I was definitely a high school thing, Veronica. Fair. Good to know.
A shiny material, like a turquoise, and it said Tommy, but I think there was like a spelling error. And the word Hilfiger.
Right.
So I got made fun of by like a group of guys the whole day.
Okay.
Fruit fly.
Shocking. Shocking there's a fruit fly. Shocking.
This wasn't... The Tommy Hilfiger was in high school. Like when I first started going to high school, like grade 8. Maybe it was grade 8 or grade 9. I'm pretty sure. Being made fun of for being poor was like in elementary school.
This story is all over the place.
Now...
Yes?
I look back.
Fuck, 3 words between bites. It's agony in here. Agony.
And I'm proud of that. Poor man's meal, or welfare meal. Because okay, truth is, I was rich in a lot of ways I didn't realize. I had a lot of love in my life from my family. My mom, it was like me and her against the world, man.
She is dull and what?
And I turned out to like this.
meal very much.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, there was a, like, I don't talk about Foodie's family at all because I'm not interested in any of that whatsoever. Like, Foodie's the star, Foodie's the main character. It's Foodie and Poopy against the world. But I'm confused because her mum remarried, right? Or had a partner. I don't care about whatever. But she also has a sister. So it's very confusing. It's very confusing. I don't know why she's trying to misdirect and confuse the dozens of new people who have started watching her. It's very confusing. Also, why is she not putting... So she put the subtitles on one of the 3 pieces of content that we watched today. So she did it for one day and then decided it was too hard and then took the captions off. Right.
So if you ever feel bad, because you think what you're eating is a poor man's meal.
I never think that. I literally never think that. There have been some, like, rough times with access to food and stuff. But even, like, I really never try to associate, like, wealth with food. Like, I remember one time making the worst risotto you could. Risotto was very much like my, I often call it, like, just scrap meal. Like, it's not to say that it is, you know, not. And I remember, wasn't Foodie just banging on about Mr. Snowflake saying someone's worthless because they didn't have money, and now she's talking about it with food. Anyway, doesn't matter. Sorry, the weird thought that just came to mind. I remember making a risotto, and it was the most fucking nastiest thing. I couldn't eat it. And I don't throw away food. I refuse, because I think throwing away food is so wasteful, right? Especially when you prepare it. But I remember, it was literally, I think it was like the last bundle of ingredients in the pantry. And like, obviously wasn't buying takeout, didn't have the money. And it was like a Boreo rice and like packet mushroom soup. You know, the packet, like, mug of soup, cup of soup stuff, the powdered stuff. It was that. So I made like mushroom soup with this mug of soup thing, and pretty sure I didn't have any like oil or butter or anything. So I was just desperately trying to make a risotto out of these like pantry staple ingredients, and it tasted so bad. It was so bad. But I don't often reflect back on like, oh, that dish was bad because it was like, because I didn't have access to resources or anything. It was like, no, it was bad because of the ingredients. Like, I could have made it a lot better than I did, but I was not very well versed in kitchen usage. It wasn't the worst. It was really salty. That was the problem. It was fine.
Food is food. You know, mashallah. Every food is amazing. Actually, I learned this recently, but...
Oh, see, I should have done that instead of trying to cook down dehydrated packet soup, like taking dry soup packet, adding water to make it liquid soup, and then trying to cook it down in rice to make it risotto. It did not work. Very salty.
Makes sense now. I'm surprised I didn't realize it earlier, but in Islam, it's so haram to, like, diss food. 1, because so many people are starving. 2, food's a blessing.
It does kind of speak to what I think is a very spoiled nature in Foodie, where she still like remembers thinking that about food, and hearing about the way that she used to like talk to her grandma about snacks and like always asking for food from grandma and all of that stuff. That's quite interesting and probably really useful to unpack with a professional there, Foodie, considering relationships with food and all of that.
Fine, you know, as long as you don't let it harm you, but which I know I have. This is so good. Another poor man's meal. They call them this. I like his beans and wieners with toast. Crap dinner.
I literally.
And wieners, macaroni and cheese.
I mean, I don't get wieners in my beans, but I have had beans in wieners. They're not very good.
Macaroni and bees.
But we are at the portion of the mukbang where we're eating food and talking about other food. So just in case everyone needed to mark that off their list today.
There's a follower
What's
that,
happening?
of that handle. So I did a menu today.
Oh, a menu.
I had a very productive day.
Finna, hello. Thank you so much for the super chat. Lovely. I hope you're having a good night. Finna says, Foodie Beauty's mum got married and they had a daughter together. Yes. She's a half-sister. Yes. She had the sister and always bullied her. Love your channel. Oh, thanks so much, Finna. Thank you for the super chat and the support, and I hope you're having a good night. Yes. Yeah. All of those things I understand to be quite accurate in Foodie's family law. Yes. But she talks as if it was, again, she literally just said, like, it was me and mum against the world. Which is kind of, I don't know. She'd have to be a little bit more specific with the timeline there, because we obviously know the timeline.
I was just so sick of, like, ordering out. I'm like, I need to eat a home-cooked meal. And I love comfort food.
Ooh, what's she gonna make next based on the grocery haul? What do you think? How big was this plate? This was... She tried to make it seem like a 6th, but it was more like a 5th, I would say, of that large oval casserole dish. Plus, like, a good fist and a half full of Brussels sprouts. Which work. I love that.
But yeah, every time, you know, I'd be off to school, I would ask my mom, what are we having for dinner tonight after school? What?
That's crazy. Never... Her relationship with her mum as a kid must have been wild, and with every story that she tells, so different to mine. Could you imagine? Doohickey, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate it. Could you imagine? That's wild to me. Getting dropped off at school by mum and being like, what's for dinner tonight? Fuck. You'll get what you're given? Like, unless you want to cook. Be whatever I throw together after work. Like, you still got lunch to get through, Mary. It's 8 a.m. What are you doing?
Having shepherd's pie.
Of course. Fruity's mum was like, we're having shepherd's pie tonight. Won't that be fun? And Fruity kicks out the car door and says, I don't want shepherd's pie. I don't want it. I don't want it. It doesn't make me feel good. I don't feel rich. It's not good enough, mother. I deserve better. Now give me my juice box. And now it kind of explains why, yeah, okay. Things are making sense now.
I feel so bad ever going like, oh, what?
Yeah, again, it's nice that you're recognizing this now, what is probably 30x years later. Yeah. I mean, I think we all have that moment where we reflect back on, like, how we were as kids, teenagers normally, and how we interact with our parents. And it's interesting being, like, adults, like, and that relationship with parents, or, you know, people you grow up with. But wild that I actually think it took to almost 40 for Foodie to reflect on growing up and being like, maybe I was a bit of a dick to mum. What's for dinner?
This cold is pretty good. I can't taste the difference. That's sucralose. Not aspartame.
Do you know how the two differ? No? Great. Me neither. Be fun to learn.
It has acesulfame potassium. I don't know what that is. Is that aspartame? Sounds like aspartame. Acesulfame.
She's still talking.
Oh well. Whatever. Everything is gonna freaking kill us someday. I don't know. Like, I've seen 4 different videos back to back on whether eggs are good for you or not. So confusing.
Fucking speak to a doctor, you nincompoop. Eggs for you are probably okay. Although, didn't the doctor say low fat? Wasn't that we need to do low fat to make sure the kidneys and the liver survive? Wasn't that yeah, low red meat, no no eggs, no dairy. Was that or little eggs, little dairy? For you, for me, I love eggs. Eggs are great. But, each their own. Maybe you, severe extreme non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, proteins and salt in your piss, and sugar for blood, syrup for blood. Yeah, that one. Syrup for blood. Maybe not. Maybe not the eggs.
Yum, I love Brussels sprouts. They're one of my favorite vegetables, that and broccoli.
Low fat, low protein.
Yeah. I like raw broccoli too, but all the chewing, my jaw gets tired after.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
You could just a tip for that if you do hate chewing broccoli. Just cook it longer. Gets less chewy.
I guess that's it. I just wanted to just share this dinner with you, but it brings me back.
As she purchases 6 different types of cheese, Lottie. It's the eggs. It's the damn eggs.
It brings me back for sure. And it brings me back to I remember how I despised this meal. And now it's something I love.
I don't want to use the word ungrateful, but it is the word that's popping into my brain. Like, Foodie would have been an ungrateful, entitled, just brat. From everything she's said. And even in this, if she is trying to introduce her history to a bunch of brand new people, I don't think she's doing it well. She's certainly not coming off as a good person, even though understanding she was a child, but I don't know, it doesn't make me want to like her. But I'm biased because I have been watching Foodie.
Cherish. I love it. Yeah. I told my mom, I'm making Pâté Chinois. She's like, wow, you used to hate that growing up. I said, I know. But anyway.
She said, I know you know. We've had this conversation before.
Anyways, guys, I guess that's it. Thanks for having dinner with me. I hope you enjoyed. And I hope that you have something delicious for dinner today.
Oh, thanks. No, I'm good.
Thank you for watching me. It means a lot. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye. All right, chat. I'm done. It's a little later than I anticipated because we got a late start today. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I hope you all have a great day and or night. Please make sure you wear your sunscreen, drink your water, hug a loved one, maybe have a snack, a nap, get your steps in. Also, cleanse, tone, moisturize, treat yourself, wash your hair. Just do all the things, look after yourself. For those of you on the rewatch, I appreciate your comment. It's been lovely, and I've been